Hi, I'm here to talk to you today about real food. So, what food is real, what's not real, and how do you know? And what kind of impact may this have on your life? You may already be thinking, what do you mean, real food? I eat every day, I see it, it's definitely real when I chew it and I swallow it. But unfortunately, a lot of what we call food today is actually a bunch of man made chemicals and components that have been put together and packaged and put on our shelves and labeled as food, but really have no nutritional value for our bodies. And so they actually contain so many things that are hurting us. So let's just start with today with talking about what real food is and a little bit about me. My background is in health and health ed from college, and as a college student, of course, I ate highly processed foods, not real food. And I also was undiagnosed with lupus for part of my college days. And I had so many symptoms and was very unwell, and I needed to get some control. I needed to change how I was feeling. And when I started looking at what was going on, I realized that my food was full of inflammatory agents, and I needed to get control over that food in my body again. So I'm going to talk about 5 ways or reasons to avoid processed food coming up in another video. But for today, I just want to talk about what real food is. And real food is food that comes from as close to the natural source as possible. Plants, soil, dirt, seeds, animals that were raised outside the way that they should without being heavily processed or fed or injected with chemicals or had chemicals put on the plants or in the soil. So we're looking for things that are as close to the natural state as possible that we consume. And those would be real foods. Some things that real foods are not are things that are coming out of packages and boxes from the store that have been packaged and put there for a long shelf life and contain a lot of chemicals and other additives. The other thing that we're talking about is foods that have a lot of preservatives, dyes, and other agents to make them look good, taste good, or really appeal to your senses. And food that has been genetically modified. So you've probably heard of GMOs, genetically modified organisms. So a lot of foods still do contain these, although you can buy non-GMO foods. That doesn't mean that the food itself is actually real food or that it's healthy for you. So those are kind of some distinctions that I'll get into as I keep talking about real food in our journey in the next few videos and weeks. So what does this real food diet look like in my day? So I start out with a breakfast, which is eggs or egg whites or a combination of both each morning. And I also have a delicious homemade biscuit, and that is made from scratch with real food ingredients in my kitchen. And I do that every week or two, depending on if I do a double batch or not, and then store them in my refrigerator and consume them for breakfast. I always add a fresh veggie. I love spinach in my eggs, and that's how my breakfast looks. My snacks include fresh veggies with dip, or fresh veggies or fresh fruit plain, as well as some type of protein if I'm feeling very hungry or I've worked out that day. And my lunches are usually a salad with a type of protein and a healthy carb like a quinoa or a sweet potato. So all from nature and all hopefully organic. That's not always possible, but I do my best with our budget and what we have available in our area. And then our dinner is always fresh and made from real food every night. And it is pretty simple ingredients, real meats, real vegetables, and a sweet potato or another type of carb. So we do this every day, and that's how we live. And our snacks are also homemade. So we have homemade granola bars, or we have energy bites, or just fresh fruits and veggies as well. And those are delicious, and it is so simple and so easy to do to adjust to real food. So where do you find real food? How do you shop for real food? So the best way is to go farm fresh, right from a farm or a farm stand. You can get your veggies, your fruits, and often meats as well from there. And you can talk to the farmer. You can find out if it was how it was processed, how they raised the animal, if they use any chemicals or other additives like to prevent bugs and different things like that with their plants, and how they treat their animals. So that's a great way, but not everybody is able to do that, which I totally understand. And not everybody has enough space, and I know we don't, to purchase an entire animal to store themselves in their freezer, which is also a great way to do it, but we just don't have the space for that either. So it is possible to live a real food lifestyle and have to primarily shop at the supermarket. So you will look for grass-fed or pastured meats. You're going to look for organic, cage-free animals, and you want to look for pastured the most for any animal product, and you want to look at the ingredients label on all products that you're thinking about purchasing. If you understand the ingredients and you know that they come from nature, then that's great. But if you have no idea what they are, there's a long list, more than 5, and you have no idea even how to say the name of what it is, it's probably best to leave it. Those are generally processed foods. So there's a couple tips for taking a look at and making decisions about processed food. If you'd like a guide to help you look at what is real food, I have one on my website, simplymindfulwellness.com. If you sign up for our email list, you get weekly emails, and you will also get this guide for free and more. It's a quick start guide to real food. It has other quick tips and tools for meal building and swapping and foods, and you can grab that guide just by going to the website and signing up for the email list. So don't forget, you want to take a look at your ingredients. You want to choose things that you understand, you know are real and as close to nature as possible, and find the best sources for fresh food every day. Take it one step at a time, work in one food meal or item every day, and make that change. Again, hop on over to my website, simplymindfulwellness.com, and you can grab your Real Food Quick Start Guide by entering your name into our email list. If you liked this video, please like below and share with someone that you think could find value. I'll see you next time.